Next on our agenda is a speech from our beloved President.
Fellow citizens, following the sequence of events, Uganda seems to be at political crossroads.
I'm not a servant of anybody.
Madam, I know the law.
As such, Alternative Digital brings you the Interface Show with retired Colonel Dr. Kiza Besuje.
Let's keep on the same page.
Most welcome. This is your home. Happy to see you. Our party chairman who convened this particular meeting, our founding president who also happens to be our patriarch, the honorable members of parliament present and members of NEC, all of you colleagues, members of the National Council, comrades, invited guests, the media, ladies and gentlemen. This is the report of the leadership I have championed since the 19th day of September last year. And it's a report that incorporates all the reports of other secretaries. It's a synopsis. It's a summarized one. There are copies which are going to circulate, but those who have managed to get, please endeavor to share. It's my singular honor and privilege to welcome you all to Katonga, the home of struggle. I wish to appreciate you all for finding time amidst your very busy schedules. We are definitely alive to all the hardships you have encountered along the way and also endured all through the protracted struggle. We salute you and encourage you to persevere and hold the fort. I thank you very members. I thank you very much, colleagues. This year, 2024, as observed by the Honorable Salam Musumbe here, marks 2 decades of the existence of the Forum for Democratic Change Party, having been birthed on the 16th day of December 2004, following the historic decision at Bonita Gardens on the 7th day of August 2004, where 3 formations, to wit, Reform Agenda, Parliamentary Advocacy Forum, National Democratic Forum, agreed to formally merge and midwife the beloved FDC we see today. However, I note with a heavy heart and concern that this mighty institution that has grown by leaps and bounds over the years and weathered all kinds of storm as a vanguard of democratic governance, civil liberties, and social justice, has of recent faced serious existential threats orchestrated by the junta in collusion with their proxies currently holed up at Najanankumbi. As we celebrate the 20th anniversary of the FDC, it is incumbent upon us, all the bona fide members of the party and the well-wishers, to galvanize, summon, and direct all our energies towards achieving the mission and ideals of the FDC, for which our forefathers, comrades, and many members have painstakingly sacrificed, with some paying the ultimate price. It's on that premise that the delegates who assembled at an extraordinary National Delegates Conference that convened at this very place where we are today, on the 19th of September 2003, took a bold step to stave off a coup against the party constitution that had been orchestrated and masterminded by a handful of individuals who were unfortunately hitherto at the helm of the party leadership. I speak with confidence that the 19th September day 2023 day will remain in the annals of our party as a very significant day where guarantee members of the party took a commendable decision of warding off the evil maneuvers of the junta that had crept into the nerve center of the mighty FDC. Those who have the text, you can correct that. That had crept into the mighty FDC. You took a bold step, and we need to pat each other at the back. That decision is laudable. It's a laudable decision. Posterity will appreciate it. For the record, that delegates braved and defied all monstrous obstacles or hostile environment, brutality, tear gas, mayhem, and marauding key-face gangs, amongst others, and unanimously made the following resolutions. 1. Extension of the FDC party leadership by 6 months from 8th October to 2023. You recall the extended leadership was to expire on that day of 8th October or thereabout 2023. And when members assembled here, they said that leadership is extended for 6 months. 2, the second resolution to put in place an interim electoral commission to organize free, fair, transparent, and credible internal party elections. The commission comprised of Honorable Michael Kabaziguruka as the Chief Electoral Commissioner and 3 other members, to wit, Honorable Jaka Wamai Wamanga, Dr. Elizabeth Chiwarabye, Mr. Bone Ogongson. 3, the third resolution, the Delegates Conference suspended the following members from the leadership of the party. Number 1, the then party leader president, Engineer Amuriato Boy, was suspended. The then Secretary General, Honorable Nathan Nandala Mafabi, suspended. And the then Treasurer General, Honorable Geoffrey Kanya, was also suspended. Number 4, during the suspension, the deputies then, that is the Honorable His Worship Erias Lukwago, interim president, while Honorable Francis Mwijushe and Harold Kaija were assigned the duties of Treasurer General and Secretary General, respectively. Number 5, the delegates set aside the fraudulent elections that had been organized by Mr. Toterebuka Bamwenda. That was done here. 6, the National Executive Committee was tasked to set up a disciplinary committee to expeditiously investigate the suspended leaders. 7, National Executive Committee was further instructed to challenge in courts of law the October 6th illegal delegates conference. Mr. Chairman and honorable members, I would like to once again extend my profound gratitude to the delegates and the entire membership of the party for the trust they put in my team to steer the party during this interim period. I would like to express that gratitude to you, colleagues. I, however, hasten to add that during this tumultuous period, it has been a roller coaster journey characterized by malicious propaganda, sabotage by our detractors, and logistical challenges, among other things. The challenges notwithstanding, it is a constitutional obligation and a call for all of us to continue with the struggle with grit, with resilience, with fortitude. I wish on this note to appreciate our founding president, Dr. Kizza Besigye, and our hereda, who happens to be in exile, the Honorable Chapaka Ruhanga, for providing us with a home and a command post where we are gathered today, and all other forms of support in innumerable ways. We are more than gratified, Colonel Dr. Kizza Besigye and the entire team. Similar gratitude is extended to you all members for the invaluable support and sacrifices made in various ways, in many ways that I cannot explain here. You are all, even being here, you are sacrificing. On a daily basis, you are sacrificing to those colleagues. At this juncture, Mr. Chairman and honorable members, permit me to present to you a synopsis of the activities and actions taken in execution of the mandate entrusted to us. Number 1, suspension and disciplinary action. Immediately upon assuming office, we extracted the aforesaid resolutions of the Delegates Conference and submitted or registered the same with the Electoral Commission as required under the law, with the demand that the record should capture the true position of the party. Unfortunately, and characteristic of the Commission, up to now, they are yet to respond to our communication. The same resolutions were forwarded to the banks, our banks, where we have accounts, but still no positive response is delivered to us. The imposters continue to receive statutory funds from the Electoral Commission and spend the same illegally with reckless abandon, and they are not accounting to members. Our efforts to pursue the disciplinary committee or processes have been a bit thwarted by a number of impediments, details of which shall be shared with you in due course. The foregoing notwithstanding, the position remains that those leaders are still under suspension, no matter the posturing and the grandstanding. Have you heard that? They remain on suspension. I'm glad to report to you that all bona fide and well-intentioned members countrywide and in the diaspora, have roundly rejected them, and they are left with no iota of credibility. Litigation. Members, as you are aware, the imposters had engineered machinations to fraudulently secure a court order from Lady Justice Esther Nambayo to forestall the 19th September Extraordinary Delegates Conference, but all in vain. The purported court order was never extended. There was an interim order which was never extended and not served on the chairman here, and it lapsed on 18th September on the eve of our Delegates Conference. Their matter was extended to 4th October. We don't know what happened to the same. Therefore, our Delegates Conference was lawfully convened, and the resolutions thereof are still binding and have never been challenged in any courts of law. They are binding. We also proceeded to file a civil suit in the High Court, number 387 of 2023, Ambassador Waswabirigwa and 27 others, versus Boniface Teterebuka Bamwenda, challenging the processes that were being undertaken to hold the Delegates Conference at Ipatida Samuji Rugogo on the 6th day of October 2023 under the rubrics of Teterebuka Bamwenda Commission. We specifically sought for a permanent injunction restraining the imposters, their agents, servants, and or employees acting under them from A, holding the office of the Chief Electoral Commissioner of FDC without the express mandate of the National Delegates Conference, that is the Honorable Teterebuka Bamwenda. 2, an injunction also restraining them from holding or presiding over the internal elections for the leadership of the structures of the FDC. 3, restraining them from convening the National Delegates Conference that was slated for 6th October to elect members of NEC. Mr. Chairman and distinguished members, the aforesaid suit is still subsisting. It had been allocated to Justice Musa Sekana, but we requested the matter be placed before a different judge. In that suit, we had filed an interlocutor application seeking for a temporary injunction to stop the Patida Samuji purported Delegates Conference of October 6, 2023. Unfortunately, in his midnight ruling on the eve of the purported Delegates Conference, Justice Sekana declined to grant it, giving spurious reasons that it had been brought in bad faith. The fortunate bit is that the decision of Justice Sekana did not clothe their impaned Delegates Conference with legality or legitimacy. And we have since reinforced our legal team with very senior lawyers to seek to court relief, quashing everything that they did. And our legal team is having sleepless nights, burning midnight candles, working around the clock to have whatever they dissolved, quashed, and put into where it belongs, that is the dustbin. Internal elections and party structures. The Delegates Conference set up an electoral commission chaired by Honorable Michael Kabaziguruka to organize transparent, free and fair or credible internal party elections. However, we suffered some setbacks in that the commission chairperson got some serious health challenges, and it's by the grace of God that is with us here. And this hampered his effort, his ability to execute that mandate. The foregoing notwithstanding, we managed to proceed with the task, and where we stand today, structures have been built at villages, at village, parish, sub-county, constituency, and district level across the country. We must commend you for the commitment, zeal, passion, for your active participation and involvement in this exercise, which has been largely successful despite the limited resources and other challenges. We are left with only a few areas to be completed, and the processes will culminate into the final stage of the National Delegates Conference that has been scheduled for 19th March 2024. The notice that was given by the National Chairman to have the Delegates Conference that day. So areas where we have not finalized, please proceed as soon as practicable to finalize those exercises or processes expeditiously. Collaboration with other forces of change. In addition to the aforesaid resolutions, NEC had to take on additional assignments, not assignment, as anchored in the FDC strategic plan of enhancing collaboration with other forces of change. The strategic plan is here with me. 2022-2027. We launched this at Najana Nkumbi headquarters. And we made a commitment to collaborate with other forces of change to dislodge the junta from power, regain control of the state authority, and hand over power to the people who are the owners of this country. In our strategic plan, we agreed to continue with our strategy of defiance and non-violent struggle. In advancement of the said strategy, we had to jointly work with the other forces of change, and we have had a series of engagement, meetings, public appearances, and a number of activities that we have handled jointly with other forces of change. I am pleased to inform you that we have cemented the bond with different formations, and on 16th of January 2024, we hosted here at Katonga a joint press conference to pass on the message, a New Year message that would give direction to Ugandans on how to regain their sovereignty. The press conference was addressed by our patriarch, Dr. Kizza Besigye, NUP President, the Honorable Robert Kyagulanyi, Honorable Winnie Kizza on behalf of Auntie, Dr. Lulu Mebayega for DP Progressive Forces, Council Peter Walubiri for UPC, again Progressive UPC, PPP President Saddam Gaira, among others, who made a passionate call to all Ugandans to rise up and challenge the junta through demonstrations and political activism. We thank all of them for the solidarity. We had lined up a series of joint activities countrywide, starting with Kampala, Lira, and Iganga. For Kampala, we had an activity to awaken the people of Kampala about the deplorable state of infrastructure, which is decayed, yet colossal sums of money have been borrowed. The Kampala activity coincided with the NAM and G77 plus China conference that was used as an excuse by the junta to use its brutal arm to thwart all our efforts. Some of us, myself, Dr. Besigye, and the Honorable Kyagulanyi, were detained in our respective homes and kept under house arrest illegally and incommunicado for a week, a whole week, save for the Honorable Kyagulanyi, who applied Dr. Kizza Besigye's yes, of getting out of incarceration momentarily. That notwithstanding, we remain resilient and resolute, and we shall continue with several other activities to be rolled out in the coming days. And I humbly appeal to you members to embrace all the programs of forces of change. Observations. It cannot be gainsaid that party members are engrossed in a rather intricate conversation about the future trajectory of our beloved party and the struggle at large. At the National Executive Committee level, are we together, colleagues? Let me repeat this. This is the gist of the matter now. It cannot be gainsaid that party members are engrossed in a rather intricate conversation about the future trajectory of our beloved party and the struggle at large. At the National Executive Committee level, which I preside over, we have had occasion to critically reflect on the ongoing labyrinthine debate about the trajectory of our struggle, and we deemed it prudent and imperative to present to you members of the National Council the various permutations as suggested and presented by different members here and in diaspora for your consideration and consensus building. Underline that statement. Number one, these are different permutations and suggestions. Don't hold them onto me or any individuals. This is what we are gathering from all of you. We have interacted with all of you in various ways. Number one, a wide section of the members hold a firm position that we should continue with the fight to rescue our party, evict the imposters, and regain control of our party headquarters at Najana Nkumbi, and do all what it takes through litigation and other means to bring back the party onto the rail. This will inevitably involve finalizing the processes of constituting a legitimate and lawful leadership of the party through a delegates conference scheduled for 19th March 2024. Is it well understood, colleagues? That is option number one. Two, there has also been a call for reconciliation, particularly coming from the imposters at Najana Nkumbi. As NEC, we have been categorical on our response that for this proposal to be considered subject to opinion, the imposters must denounce their nefarious conduct and scandal.
Fellow citizens, following the sequence of events, Uganda seems to
Yes,
be
I
at
want to
political
repeat.
crossroads.
Number two, there has also been a call for reconciliation, particularly coming from the imposters at Najana Nkumbi. As NEC, we have been categorical in our response that for this proposal to be considered, the imposters, their nefarious conduct and scandals, which include the coup they are perpetrating, because they are continuing to commit treason against the party, the chaos and mayhem they have caused at Najana Nkumbi, including bringing goons to take it up as a garrison, and apologize for the public odium they have invited to the party. They have subjected us to public odium, so they should apologize for the same. They must stop holding out as leaders of the party and vacate Najana Nkumbi. If they are to be retained as a member of the party, they have to go through some cleansing exercise. And exorcising the ghost which is haunting us now. 3, given protracted struggle, it's only human that some people get fatigued. Therefore, there is a section of members who have moved a rather novel proposal that since the vision, heart, and soul of members of the party reside here at Katonga, the bona fide members who are still committed to the struggle to push back against the junta should consider getting a new brand and move on with the vision of building a new Uganda with the new institutions. Hey, I told you, please, these are different permutations for your consideration, not for applause. This would essentially entail having a new political formation. No holds barred. I present it as is. And these are the views we have gathered as NEC members from all of you, and we summed them up for your consideration. 4, there are members who are pessimistic about the viability of political parties under a military junta. And they are advancing a rather radical proposal that we establish a social movement akin to the reform agenda, advance the struggle to its logical conclusion, and the members will have a party belonging once we establish a constitutionally functional state structure. There are those who have that view. Is it well else understood? The final one, number 5, it is also a fact that, regrettably, some of our members have chosen to acquire new addresses and continue with their journey under new banners. Unfortunately, that shouldn't have been a unilateral decision. Thank you, Chair. Thank you, members of the National Council. I think this is a very wonderful conversation and engagement. I thank you very much. The ideas you are raising, all the views coming through are quite important in as far as the direction we want to take is concerned. Yes, they are valid. Yes, there are fears here and there. And I can see ambivalence on part of you, some of you. You are asking yourself a number of questions. They are hard decisions we have to take. Tough times call for tough decisions. Especially you mothers, you know that. Florence, they are decisions you have to take as a mother. FDC, we said, was birthed. It has faced challenges. At its 20th birthday, there are critical decisions we have to take. One thing you have to be cognizant. We can't take snap decisions. We can't rush decision making. We have to flip all sides of the coin. The debate has just started. The conversation, I'm glad, is within the domain where it belongs. It has to cascade it down. Like many of you have already observed. It has to go down to the branches, to the conferences we have in districts and elsewhere. And we also have members who are not within the country, who are in diaspora. All have to be on board. Consensus building is not in a family, because this is a family. Generating consensus is not easy. I invite you to exercise a lot of restraint and patience. Listen to one another. Be calm. Be accommodative. Be flexible. Scratch your heads. And we chart a way forward. You should also be mindful of the challenges we explained to you that we're encountering as the interim leadership. Organizing a delegates conference has also got its own challenges. Yes, the notice is already there. And if we were to have it on 19th, those are 3 weeks from now. There are lots of implications in that. From your analysis, and I want to request you, I don't want to push matters down your throats. Is it practicable for us to wind up the conversation that has just started today? Of course, for us who have been discussing these issues or the options, the menu were presented to you at NEC level, at the level of the National Council. And you've got your delegates, don't forget about that. All of you chairpersons of different districts, your delegates, you have to take the package back home. before you crystallize your ideas here and say, this is my position, this is what I go with, remember the people you are leading from your area of jurisdiction. You reach there and they tell you, but who sent you to take that decision? And also, the fact you also need to reach out to the regions. It's equally important. Led by Dr. Chizabisi, to reach out. So, like you were told by our SG, we want to design outreach programs. We continue with this conversation. We take the right decision after reflecting on all these issues critically. And yes, we would have loved to have this the delegates conference yesterday, but you know about this. How do we do it? How do we now balance all these factors? Because there was a motion that was presented here, and also there were dissenting views. There was a motion that we extended the delegates conference by 2 months. I think who moved the motion? And also there were dissenting views. We need to take a decision in the best interest of the party and in the best interest of the struggle, the interest of our country. So what decision do we go with? We extend by 2 months, reach out to the people, to the branches. And then, because remember, you have to guide you on this. The final decision rests with the delegates conference. They have to pronounce themselves on this matter. Just imagine the time we have taken here. And at a delegates conference, not everybody will have the opportunity to speak. Just like we did, at least we made efforts to reach out to your areas in the run-up to the 19th September delegates conference. At least we were with Mama here in Acholi. Florence, you organized, and you gave us some sumptuous food there. In Masaka, all the regions were there. Many of the regions, at least we tried our best to be there. I think it's only fair that this time around, as we prepare to take this very important decision in the future, regarding the future of the struggle, specifically regarding the future of the struggle, that we take precaution, we do it meticulously, that we do it with a lot of caution. So it's inevitable and it's imperative that we reach out to the regions, and we must come out and interface with your members. You'll have to organize. So how much time do you need to organize at that level? All those interactions we need, how much time do you need so that we come here after we have done all those rounds across the entire country and we have consulted our brothers elsewhere outside the country, we come to pronounce ourselves on any of those 3 options, the 5 options. I've had the 6th one now. We pronounce ourselves once and for all, without anyone claiming that they have been left behind. It's very, very, very dangerous to leave out the members, to leave members behind. We don't want anybody left behind, and we want to generate consensus. How much time do we need? I think that is the question. As far as the status of the case is concerned, I also share your concerns. That you see, we are operating in a territory which does not belong to us. Actually, if anything, the judiciary is also under captivity. That's for a fact. But we have to exhaust all the available options. You get it? We have to do that. They are still, because it was a resolution of the delegates conference that sat here, they told us, please go to court. But for record purposes and for posterity, there are processes we have to explore and also make sure that at least we have exhausted all the options not to be blamed tomorrow. We told you we have reinforced and re-energized, enhanced our team. It's now formidable enough Let them also do their work, but that wouldn't deter us from proceeding with a decision on any of those options. Let's not peg our decision on the outcome of the court process. I think that would be counterproductive. It would be detrimental if we did that. So I invite you not to do so. But we've got to take a decision one way or the other. Just like the mother will have to endure the pain when the umbilical cord is being cut, their decisions you'll have to take painstakingly for the good of the struggle. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Oh, I'm happy. I'm almost just 30 minutes late from the time I said that we should finish 3 o'clock. It's almost 3:30 right now. Last word. My last word is simple. I'm 75 years old, and people who are 75 make decisions. Those who are young, deal dully, because they have time, isn't it? So for me, I've moved ahead. I just said, why don't I just change one word in FDC? But without changing anything. Meaning, just take one F and say front for democratic change. And you move on. Anyway, that's my opinion. That is my opinion. Still go and talk to your people. But I just want you to know that some of us have what? Moved their thinking ahead. Okay? I truly, truly thank you so much for having taken this time to come here. It's a very, very difficult, and most of you, of course, use your own resources. We don't have resources. But we have shamed everyone who thought because of money we cannot hold delegate conferences or national council. We have done so, and successfully, and I thank you so, so very much, especially those who are new in your chairs. I welcome you to work with you, and of course I'm going to stand for being your chairman again. I hope you give me a karuru. So now we're going to make a decision now. Your chairman hasn't really spoken. Your chairman has been very good. Has allowed you. Anyway, what we need to take now is a decision on whether to extend, okay, the delegate conference instead of having it in March, on March 19th. One said 1 month extension, others said number 2 months extension. So can we take a decision on this? Resolution has already been put forward. The motion has already been put forward. So let me hear the nays for 1 month. Nay and nay. I know I'm going to finish. I don't want to go back. From today, or from the 19th of March, okay, are with us to say 2 months extension. 2 months from 19th. Okay, 1 month, only 1 month. Okay. From 19th. I think 1 month from the 19th. Yeah. I think, Wanji? My president here is saying something. Please explain, because you're a lawyer, you could help me. I don't want to go.
You see, I just want us to be realistic on this, colleagues. We are going to have meetings. Look at the party constitution here. Just party constitution here. On page 53 of the party constitution. Actually, they should be. We have 20 regions. As FDC, 20 regions. And for record purposes, we have Acholi, Bugishu, Buket, Bunyoro, Busoga, Central Buganda, East Yankole, East Buganda, Kampala, Karamoja, Kigezi, Lango, North Buganda, Rwenzori, Sebei, South Buganda, Teso, Toro, West Yankole, West Nile. 20. So if every week, for example, you need a region, those would be 20 weeks. How many months are those? That's quite a lot. Yes, that is not tenable. And here, you need the entire team with the Dr. Besigye and everybody, unless you are saying we omit some regions. And I want us to, yes, if we are to combine them, you will have 2 regions per week. Those are 10 weeks. Yes, it can happen. I remember when we went to northern Uganda, we had to struggle to move from Acholi, and as we are still addressing them, this one is, you rush to Rango, we are supposed to rush here. And it was like a whirlwind kind of exercise. So, let us be scientific in our decision. You get it? So if there are 2 regions per week, those are weeks. So you calculate that, and then we come here and take a decision, an informed decision. We need to take an informed decision when everybody is on board. Let me give you this example as I conclude. How powerful propaganda can be. The delegate from, no, not Manaf, was it from Mbale City? He said all along he believed that all the MPs belonged to Naja. Can you imagine? Until he came here and by the way, let me tell you this for the record. The message you should take back there. Naja Nankumbi, there are only 3 MPs. Only 1, 2, 3. Nandala himself. No, they are 4, sorry. They are 4. Nandala, Ekanya, Sasaga, and Nsibambi. Only 4. There is one Okoti Pibiteke, is just ambivalent. He's like this. He oscillates between here and there. So they have only 4 who are there. So please, that propaganda can be, yes. So I wanted to cut it short by asking you colleagues, let us be scientific in our decision. 20 regions, and we have to crisscross all the regions with our leader, Dr. Chiza Besigye. We have to be on the move all through. So how much time do we need?
Okay, 2 months. Agree? Who says yes? Who says no? 2 months takes it. Thank you. Okay. Hey, that's not enough for me. Come on, clap. I worked so hard. Okay, now my friends, colleagues, brothers and sisters, I truly, truly thank you so much for coming. And now we should have something to eat. And then the administration will talk to you about the rest of whatever's going to take place. But indeed, I'm really, really very happy to see that all of you have come. Thank you so much. God bless you all. Travel safely. Amen. One Uganda. One people. Ra. Cha. National anthem, please.
Can we have the anthems in reverse order? Buganda, East Africa, and Uganda. We want to thank you, retired Colonel Dr. Kiza Besigye. You will address us after we've closed the meeting. The meeting is adjourned.